Thank you for joining us. The need to promote a better understanding of Israel is greater than ever. Our special show today will take us to Israel, a land of great achievements and history, the historic homeland of the Jewish people who were exiled and persecuted for over 2,000 years, and now, since 1948, have returned to rebuild, turning barren land into fertile green fields and making the desert bloom. Israel is also a world leader in high-tech, research and industry, in medicine, education, culture, and so much more. Israel has successfully absorbed immigrants from all over the world and has also defended itself in several wars in which its Arab neighbors had hoped to wipe out and destroy Israel. But fortunately, they were all soundly defeated. Throughout all of this, the country remains the one shining star of democracy in the Middle East. Our program today is a tribute to the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, and all who defend the land of Israel and its right to exist. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Benny Gantz, the former IDF Chief of Staff, very clearly make these points.
Israel's Independence Day is a time for us to consider what makes Israel truly unique. Israel is unique in restoring sovereignty and the capacity for self-defense to a people who had been stateless and powerless for 2,000 years. Israel is unique in ingathering to an ancestral homeland and exiled people who had been scattered around the globe. Israel is unique in having become a global technological power despite the fact that we face threats faced by no other nation on earth. Israel is unique in the Middle East for having a vibrant liberal democracy where women are equal, minorities are free, and where all are subjects to the rule of law. But Israel is unique in one other important way. We are unique in having such passionate friends, Jews and non-Jews alike, for whom the well-being, security, and future of our country is so important. This passionate support, along with Israel's strong army, free economy, and dynamic society, is the pillar of our national strength. And this Independence Day, I want to thank the tens of millions of friends of Israel throughout the world for their unwavering support for the one and only Jewish state.
Hatikvah, the national anthem of the State of Israel, with its moving and inspiring message of hope. Israel has always wanted peace, but the Arab countries surrounding Israel, even though they have endless land and endless oil wealth and resources, most of them still refuse to make peace or even recognize Israel's right to exist. And this is despite the indisputable fact the Jewish people have lived in their ancestral homeland for over 3,000 years. More than 1,600 years, in fact, before Islam existed.
Children cannot go beyond their front yards to play in order to be near safety if there is a Tzeva Adom alert.
בעזרת אשקלון, צוותי אשקלון, שתי יציאות רגע לעבר העיר אשקלון להתמגן.
On 9/11, following the attack on the World Trade Center, there was a general response throughout the Muslim world of delight.
وأشرف القتل وأعظم الشهادة هو أن يقتل الإنسان في سبيل الله.
This is the Holy Land. This is the place where the message of eternal peace burst forth and captured the imagination of the entire world. It's still a job that is before us. We have a lot of things to do to achieve that peace. But I want you to know in this holiday season that we send you our best tidings for peace in your lives and peace around the world.
The Jewish people has been handling or dealing with the same challenges for the last probably several thousand years. Keeping our operational capabilities and staying strong is a very important one, because the first time we won't be strong enough, we won't be here.
The strength of the IDF is not only in its machinery, it's first and foremost in the people.
People that are fighting all the time, staying on the field, dealing with quite difficult missions, knowing really that someone cares. It's also the relation between the Jewish people and the Jewish nation.
The volatile Middle East seems over the years to constantly experience one drama after another.
This past year will go down in history and changes throughout the Middle East. These changes have presented the state of Israel with new security challenges on all fronts, and we must prepare ourselves to deal with these threats in the future. Only a strong military is capable of contending with the complex challenges and threats ahead. During the past year, the IDF has made great strides in improving its operational response and capabilities through large-scale exercises and drills, by redefining and strengthening our routine defense activities on all fronts, and by developing technologically advanced systems such as the Iron Dome, which has thus far been deployed in 3 towns to protect more than 500,000 civilians in southern Israel from rockets fired at populated areas by terrorist factions. Even at this festive occasion, we must remember the IDF soldiers who are missing in action, held in captive, and cannot rejoice their holidays table.
Hello, Abba. My name is Captain Rom, and I'm the leader of the IDF orchestra. I have a few friends here with me.
Hello, Abba. My name is Lieutenant Commander Coates, and I lead U.S. Naval Forces Europe Band.
Abba, we have planned something special for you. But before we begin, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Abba Naor. I'm 92 years old. I was a prisoner in Dachau, almost 4 years. I survived the Holocaust, and now I live in Israel.
It is an honor, sir. 75 years after the U.S. Armed Forces liberated Dachau, we are proud to join our ally, the Israel Defense Forces, on Israel's 72nd Independence Day to play Israel's national anthem, Hatikvah, the Hope for You.
Abba, we salute you.
Well, I have to thank you because you saved my life, 1945. This is a day I'll never forget. And by the way, 2 years ago, I met your vice president in Dachau. I took him for a tour there and told him my story. We became big friends. It was a big surprise for me. And the American GIs, I'll never forget them. They saved my life. And this is something you can never forget.
Happy Independence Day to you, Abba, and to the soldiers of the IDF, and to the people of the State of Israel. God bless America and Israel.
We are the Israel Defense Forces. For 72 years, you've heard our story. Tiny country, surrounded by enemies, surviving against all odds. You know the names of our wars, our battles, our planes, our tanks, our tech. You think you understand our success?
You know nothing. Let me tell you a secret. The key to our existence is not our weapons. It's our soldiers. Our spirit, our passion, our love.
We are an army of the people. Jews, Druze, Muslims, Christians. We are defending our homes.
We are protecting our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our neighbors, our friends.
Where there's no road, we pave one. No bridge, we build one. No answer, we find one.
For us, no distance is too far, no ocean too vast, no mission too complicated.
We get the job done.
When our new soldiers are sworn in, they pledge, if necessary, to sacrifice their lives for Israel.
All of us, in blue, in green, in white, in beige, generals and privates, active duty and reserves, we're ready to take any risk to ensure the survival of Israel. It's an honor to have this mission today. We stand on the shoulders of giants who came before us. The men and women who started with nothing and built a powerful army that is feared by its enemies and respected by its peers. We're proud to have given new life to the Jewish people, security to all of Israel's citizens, and confidence that our best days are ahead of us. We are the Israel Defense Forces.
Now you know our secret. Happy Independence Day.
מקום קטן, מקום גדול, לכולם יש מקום בעולם הגדול. את הארץ האל נתן לכולם, לכל צומח וחי בעולם. לכל אחד מקום שלו, לכל אחד נחלה ועמו. עד מתי העמים עלי אדמה עוד ילמדו מלחמה. זה המקום קטן בתבל, מה עוד ניתן ליבנו שואל. זה המקום קטן בתבל, מה עוד ניתן ליבנו שואל. מילה קטנה שנותרה לקוות.
Life Extension magazine brings you new discoveries in health and anti-aging. Our science-based research and supplements are so advanced they're many years ahead of the medical mainstream with quality control standards that exceed FDA mandates. Life Extension has covered groundbreaking medical research for more than 35 years. For your health and future, you deserve the best. Learn more at lifeextension.com.
Here is a very true and compelling thought. Israel has always wanted peace, and if the Arabs would put down their weapons, there'd be no more war. If Israel put down its defensive weapons, there'd be no more Israel. Now, we here on the Shalom Show would much rather focus on positive and inspiring subjects, but the truth is people in the USA, Europe and worldwide are constantly being attacked, and the Jewish people as well, especially in their homeland Israel. And they must defend themselves and depend upon the men and women of the Israel Defense Forces to protect their homes and their families.
My name is Healy. I am a Mem Tironim. It means I'm an officer in the boot camp in the Army.
אני אוהב את הארץ.
בשביל זה אני כאן.
The reason we are here because there's nobody else to do that. We have families, we have children, but when the time comes, we just run and do what we have to do. In Hebrew they say Mishehu. Mishehu, it's us, which means someone. And there's nobody else, just us. This is why we are here, instead of being with our children and family. Maybe one day it will be different, and I won't have to wear this mask.
Life Extension magazine brings you new discoveries in health and anti-aging. Our science-based research and supplements are so advanced they're many years ahead of the medical mainstream, with quality control standards that exceed FDA mandates. Life Extension has covered groundbreaking medical research for more than 35 years. For your health and future, you deserve the best. Learn more at lifeextension.com.
We conclude this special edition of the Shalom Show in the hope there'll be peace in the Middle East and for all people worldwide. Thank you for being with us.